the desk for paintings. Traditionally, a Chinese brush painting will be painting the mountains and the landscape in China. But once I moved to Scotland, I want more people to understand and appreciate this kind of unique traditional art form. So I decided to painting the landscape around us. That would be the Scottish landscape. So I have paper here ready. I have the paper weight, and I'm going to producing some ink. So it's a traditional way for producing the ink with ink stick and ink stone. Using a clean brush to add a few drops of clean water. We hold the ink stick upright position, start to move in the circular motion. So the clear water turning to black ink. Now I'm going to choose a brush that's able to bounce back once you push the brush. It's good to painting fine details. So usually we keep the brush relatively dry with at the tip only dip a little bit of water or dip a little bit black ink. Usually the first stroke to start with is always make me nervous. I need to think about the overall layout. To talk about Chinese brush painting, we have to talk about another important art form in China. That's Chinese calligraphy, which is using a Chinese brush to writing Chinese characters. They are quite similar. In Chinese language, we're talking about the calligraphy and painting as 书画, which is one word. So for Chinese landscape painting, usually we're outlining using this variety of calligraphy-like brush stroke outline. So I'm using this dot technique to painting the bushes and trees along the side in different shade. That's for the foreground, because there are so many buildings for the foreground. I'm trying to emphasize the mountains, so using this mist and cloud. Most of the time, we're using black ink to painting on white paper. By the time we're creating the black space, we're creating the white space as well. So the two parts have to be harmoniously related to each other. There's no single vanishing point in Chinese brush painting, and there's no shadow as well. We do not using single way of perspective either, and it's more like stage art. We see different layers. In Chinese landscape painting, sometimes you do see figures into the painting, but the figures is always very small compared with huge mountain and rocks, which suggesting that human beings are insignificant compared with nature world. Sometimes we have to understand where to stop. If you paint too much, it will be over-painted, will be ruining these pictures. I think it's time to finish. And now I'm going to add my seals. So that's my personal seal, have my name carved onto it.
Ukiyo-e is a genre of traditional Japanese woodblock printing and painting that thrived during the Edo period. The term ukiyo-e, literally meaning pictures of the floating world in English, refers to a style of art that primarily depicted scenes from the vibrant urban culture of Edo and other major Japanese cities during that time. These artworks often reflected the culture, fashion, and entertainment of the period, portraying a world of courtesans, kabuki actors, sumo wrestlers, landscapes, historical events, and moments of everyday life. To understand ukiyo-e, it is important to delve into the historical context of its creation. Let's journey back to the Edo period, a transformative era in Japan's history. At its heart was Edo, a bustling city that would later become Tokyo. Here, a thriving merchant class known as the Chonin found themselves at the forefront of a cultural revolution. This class occupied a distinct position in the social hierarchy of the time. The Chonin class experienced remarkable economic growth and prosperity throughout the Edo period. Factors such as burgeoning trade, the development of markets, and the rapid urbanization of Edo contributed to their newfound wealth. With disposable income at their disposal, the Chonin class had the means to immerse themselves in a wide array of entertainment, indulge in luxury goods, and support the arts, including the flourishing world of ukiyo-e. Furthermore, they immersed themselves in the vibrant world of kabuki theater, appreciated the artistry of geisha performances, and relished the companionship of courtesans from the pleasure districts. This lifestyle, marked by opulent indulgence and the relentless pursuit of pleasure, was famously known as the ukiyo, a term that translates to the floating world. It's often noted that during the Edo period in Japan, acquiring a masterpiece ukiyo-e was as affordable as enjoying a humble bowl of noodles. It was a luxury that didn't require immense wealth, making it a form of art embraced by the Chonin class, who reveled in the cultural explosion of their time. The affordable price allowed most people to decorate their homes with ukiyo-e prints. For the Chonin class, the acquisition of ukiyo-e prints was not just an act of decoration. It was an expression of their social and cultural identity. Woodblock printing technology is at the heart of ukiyo-e, playing a pivotal role in its creation and mass production during the Edo period in Japan. At the core of this technique lie the materials in use. Ukiyo-e artists and craftsmen primarily used cherry wood for their woodblocks. This preference for cherry wood stemmed from its fine grain, remarkable durability, and its exceptional ability to capture intricate details. To achieve the vibrant array of colors, each color within a print necessitated a separate woodblock. These woodblocks were meticulously carved to ensure precise alignment during the printing process, resulting in the intricate and harmonious final compositions that define ukiyo-e. Another crucial material to mention is paper. Washi, the favored medium for ukiyo-e prints, was crafted using traditional Japanese papermaking techniques. Washi featured a smooth surface that absorbed ink effectively, preventing unwanted bleeding or smudging. Furthermore, its durability made it exceptionally suitable for large-scale mass production. Successful designs were frequently reprinted to satisfy continuous demand, with each edition potentially consisting of hundreds or even thousands of copies. Woodblock printing technology was labor-intensive and required the collaboration of skilled artists, carvers, printers, and publishers. Despite its complexity, this technique was instrumental in making ukiyo-e prints accessible to a wide audience, and played a significant role in the cultural explosion of Edo, Japan. Ukiyo-e encompasses a wide array of subject matter, vividly capturing the bustling urban culture and everyday life of the Edo period. These prints provide glimpses into the daily routines of people, offering a window into that era's dynamic urban culture. Interestingly, the similarities between ukiyo-e and Impressionism are striking. Both art forms share the common concept of depicting everyday life in their works. In fact, ukiyo-e played a pivotal role in shaping the Impressionist movement in Western art. Ukiyo-e's portrayal of everyday life in Japan resonated with Western artists, who were increasingly interested in depicting ordinary life rather than just historical or mythological subjects. This shift in focus is evident in Impressionism, where artists like Monet and Degas captured everyday scenes and fleeting moments. Beyond Impressionism, ukiyo-e also contributed to the development of post-Impressionism. During the late 19th century, Western artists actively collected ukiyo-e prints, using them not only as art, but also as source material for their own creative endeavors. Van Gogh, for example, was heavily influenced by Japanese woodblocks in his use of vibrant colors and distinctive compositions. Japanese design sensibilities and aesthetics profoundly influenced these Western artists, resulting in the incorporation of elements such as asymmetry, simplicity, and a heightened focus on nature into Western art. Ukiyo-e's impact can be traced through various artistic movements, from Impressionism to Post-Impressionism, and even beyond.
Renowned for its elaborate puppets and complex musical styles, the ancient Wayang form of storytelling originated on the Indonesian island of Java. For 10 centuries, Wayang flourished at the royal courts of Java and Bali, as well as in rural areas. Today, Wayang is practiced not only on Java and Bali, but also on the islands of Lombok, Madura, Sumatra, and Borneo, where various local performance styles and musical accompaniments have developed. Wayang performances are visually striking, owing mainly to the puppets themselves. Although these carefully handcrafted objects vary considerably in size, shape and style, two principal types prevail. The three-dimensional wooden puppet, Wayang Klitik or Golek, and the flat leather shadow puppet, Wayang Kulit, projected in front of a screen lit from behind. Both types are characterized by stylized costumes and facial features, and articulated body parts. The master puppeteer, or dalang, carefully manipulates the swiveling arms by means of slender sticks attached to the puppets. In the past, puppeteers were regarded as cultivated literary experts who transmitted philosophical, moral and aesthetic values through their art. The words and actions of comic characters representing the common man have provided an acceptable vehicle for criticizing sensitive social and political issues, and it is believed that this special role may have contributed to Wayang's survival over the centuries. Wayang stories borrow characters from indigenous myths and ancient Indian epics, while heroes from famous Persian tales feature prominently in the distinctive narrative styles developed in Java and Lombok. Spectators of all ages are passionate about the performance. Samar, one of the most popular figures and the wise counselor of the king and lords, comes on stage. A choir accompanies the performance with its singing. Samar crosses the stage. Samar is an important figure present in all performances. The music helps to create different atmospheres appropriate for each scene. Thanks to his master's skills, Karang is able to dance to the rhythm of the orchestra, which is conducted by the dalang, using a little bell and a small drum. The Korokora demon and Vishnu come on stage.
Peking opera is recognized as China's national opera. Based on Pihuan tunes, it incorporates various Chinese opera formats, including Kunqu opera. In the mid-19th century, the coalescent performing art of Peking opera, which integrates singing, reciting, dancing and martial arts, finally came into being. One milestone on this path was the entry of the four great Anhui troops into Beijing in 1790. Peking opera has well-established standards and forms for its music, script, performance and stage design. It can be performed in various rhythms, such as free rhythm, adagio, moderato, allegro, and smooth rhythm. Major accompanying instruments for wanchang or non-martial plays are strings like jinghu, yueqin, and xianzi, supplemented by pipes like suona and dizi. In contrast, percussion instruments, including bangu, daluo, xiaoluo, and naobo, are used for wuchang, or plays which have a martial theme. Rhyme is of great importance in the singing and reciting of Peking opera. There exists a strict set of rules of libretto composition based on the official language of the Ming and Qing dynasties and the Beijing dialect. The performance of Peking opera is characterized by its exaggerated and symbolic style. Transition in time and space can be freely yet fully represented by the performance, the costumes, the props, and the music. Costume and headdress are both delicate yet also flamboyant. Facial makeup highlights the character's personality and social identity with exaggerated symbols, patterns, and colors. Peking opera features four major types of performers, namely the sheng, the main male role, dan, any female role, jing, the painted face male role, and chou, the male clown role. These in turn can be further divided into subtypes based on age and profession. Singing and dancing are equally important for Peking opera. Performers have to follow the established format of movements of hands, eyes, body and feet, as well as integrating their own feelings. There are over 30 schools of Peking opera, and repertoires of each are still being performed today. Performance style named after Mei Lanfang, the founder of the Mei School of Peking opera, is regarded as the most representative of China's opera performance styles. tradition and innovation are both highly valued. Today, Peking opera is still being passed down from generation to generation by oral teaching, which inspires true understanding within. Many young people are trained by their elder relatives at home or by teachers at school. There are over 3,000 Peking opera plays, about 400 of which are still regularly staged. They tell stories about history and social and family life. Being informative and entertaining, Peking opera is enjoyed by people of all social classes. As the torchbearers and practitioners of the art, China's Peking opera troupes are continuously collecting traditional plays and compiling new ones, all the while enriching content and performance techniques. Social awareness of the art has been raised through tours, on-campus shows and international exchanges. Peking opera is performed not only on the stage, but also in parks, backyards and living rooms. And of course, there are audio and video recordings. Peking opera is an integral part of life for a large number of amateur performers and fans. The general public has greatly contributed to its inheritance and development. Peking opera has become a cultural bond linking Chinese people both at home and abroad. It helps to strengthen cultural identity. Peking opera can enhance world cultural diversity and promote the public's understanding of traditional culture and its respect for classic art. The Peking Opera Steering Committee has been established by China's Ministry of Culture to safeguard Peking opera with supportive policies. In recent years, over 500 hours of selected videos of China's Peking opera have been recorded and published, where the essence of traditional Peking opera has been comprehensively documented. In 2006, Peking opera was included amongst the first group of national intangible cultural heritage to be listed. By 2008, 15 Peking opera arias had been included in the textbooks for elementary and high school students by China's Ministry of Education. Peking opera, a precious heritage and classic art form, represents the highest level of traditional Chinese operas and expresses the aesthetic ideals of the Chinese nation. It is a precious, intangible cultural heritage of all humanity.
Kathakali. Katha means story, Kali means dance or play. So Kathakali is a kind of dance and drama. Almost same pattern of hand gestures are using in Kathakali like Mohiniyattam, but in an elaborated way. Kathakali is a highly codified art form. The facial makeup and costumes of Kathakali are very heavy and stylized. You can see white color structure under the cheeks of some Kathakali performers. That is called chutti. Putting this chutti and facial makeup is considered as a separate art form. The dress or the costume of Kathakali is designed according to the nature of each characters. There are heroes, villains or demons, female characters, saints, and non-human characters. So totally, Kathakali is a very detailed, visual and intricate art form.
Vidarbhanandini Sundari Saudade
Vidarbhanandini Sundari Saudadam
Adipriya Sivilasini me
Adipriya Sivilasini me
Adipriya Charana Vahidayalde
Padipriya Charana Vahidayalde
Adipriya Samrute
Adipriya Samrute
Adipriya Samrute Adipadil Niva
The percussions that used in Kathakali are Chenda, Maddalam, Chengila.